This was our site here at Cloverleaf in Brooksville, Florida, where the baby was supposed to be born. However, the baby's still right there. And this site was really awesome. No one lives in this little permanent RV looking trailer thing, but we are parked sideways. We should have been a few feet over that way, which would have given more room, but we wanted to be able to put our awning all the way out, and we were worried about the tree. And the funny part is, 3 weeks here, we never used the awning. So, but at least we figured it out. It was a puzzle. It was the first time ever. The RV was stuck to the truck. We literally had it in reverse, and the RV had the truck back end lifted up so high the back tires were spinning on the truck. It was stuck. We had to reposition and do everything over again. It took us about an extra hour, and yeah, it was not fun. And it was a rainy day too. So yeah, this is our site from the road, and we are fully hooked up, ready to go. It's about 11:30, which is a little late, but at least we're hooked up and the odds are against us. You can see right here, this is how sideways we are from the pavement. We're supposed to be parked right there. If we would have parked on the pavement, the slide would have hit the tree, and if we were too far back, we would have been up against that shed. So that's where we are, and now it's time to head out. We are on State Road 50 heading westbound. We're only about maybe 10 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Then we will be hopping onto US Highway 19 heading south. And so far, we're doing great. We did leave kind of late, but no one seemed to say anything. It was about 11:40 a.m. when we pulled out of the RV resort. We did do our best with the circumstances, so right now everything's looking good. We have one tire on the RV that is about 7 psi low, which isn't horrible. I have the monitor here so I can see everything going on. We have officially made it to the corner of US 19 and Highway 50 in the famous town of Weeki Wachee, where you can actually see real mermaids swimming inside of a spring, a natural spring that stays around 72 degrees year round. And here comes the famous Spring Hill dinosaur. Woo! There he goes. We are not doing too great with all the stoplights here. The speed limit's 55 and they keep turning red on us, but we are now leaving Hernando County and entering into the famous county of Pasco County. And the reason why I say famous is because if you remember that show Live PD, this county was on it. We made it to our next RV resort with almost no issues at all, which is great. Manda cannot help me at all, and I was able to get a nice site that was easy to back into. We have 50 amp hookups, which is really good. That means we can basically run 2 air conditions, the TV, the microwave, everything at once without worrying about an issue. Everything on the RV functioned correctly. We have 3 slides. I'm always worried about those because they're very expensive to fix if anything goes wrong with them. All the slides seem to operate perfectly fine. The truck did absolutely perfect on the way here. Our front brakes are squeaking a little bit, which is odd. We did get the front brakes replaced back in Alabama only a few months ago, so I'm not sure why they're squeaking, but other than that, everything is good. Once you do all the setup work outside, which is kind of a lot, there's a lot to do inside as well. So with the inside stuff, I kind of finished task as I gained my energy back from being out in the heat and doing all the setup outside. Manda thankfully ordered ahead right now, so we have 2 orders we're going to pick up from Aldi's and Publix, which is the local grocery store here in Florida. We're north of Tampa right now, maybe about 40 minutes northwest of Tampa, and we're only like 5 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico, just right down the road. So it's going to be a fun area to check out. Even though we lived here a while back, not specifically right here, but it will be interesting to see what has changed and different things to do. We might even bring the kids to the sponge docks depending on what goes on with the new baby, because the new baby should have been born by now. So we only have reservations for the next 42 days here, so hopefully he's born and Amanda's able to go to her checkup, and then we can leave and not have to change our reservations all the way up the East Coast, all the way to Maine practically. So that's it for now. I just wanted to give an update on our trip. I haven't been good about doing that, so I am going to get off this couch that I'm sitting on right now, hop into the truck, and we're going to pick up our groceries. We are back now. It only took us about a half an hour to pick up all the groceries from 2 different grocery stores. We went to Aldi's and we went to Publix. Publix is here on the left. Now you're probably thinking, why 2 different grocery stores? Well, Aldi can be a lot cheaper, and there are certain items you just don't want from Aldi, like deli meat and steak and hamburger. So that's why we go to Publix. And even some buy one get one frees at Publix are still not cheaper than some things at Aldi. So this is our groceries probably for about a week or maybe 2 at most. So we are gonna start putting this all away. It is the next day and we are headed back up to almost Brooksville, Florida. About a half-an-hour drive north now, instead of heading directly west like we did, to go to an ultrasound. And I'll tell you more about that at the next stoplight. At the last doctor appointment for the baby, the doctor wasn't too sure about feeling the baby's head facing down. So we're going in today to check to make sure that the baby's head is in fact facing down and that the baby is in breech. The kids just got really excited because there is a real monster truck. Look at that thing.
Look, how cool is that? We should buy a car like that.
We are at the hospital. It's 11 a.m. We just dropped mom off at the front. She is currently probably wandering around the building trying to find the sonogram place. The reason why we're here is the last doctor appointment that she went to for the baby, he wasn't too sure if the baby was still head down or not. And so we're hoping at this point that the baby isn't breached. So today, if she goes in there and they find that the baby is not head down, the doctor is going to schedule a C-section for next week. So the baby will be here next week no matter what. We're hoping that we can avoid a C-section because obviously they're chopping you in half pretty much to get the baby out. So we're hoping that doesn't happen for so many reasons, not to mention even the recovery time. So this appointment is going to determine a lot of our future. We are out here in the truck waiting. We tried to find some shade. It is 85 degrees here today in February in Florida. So it is hot, and maybe say a prayer, and then hopefully it is a fast appointment, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do once we know our news here so we can plan our future trip. Here comes mom back from the ultrasound. I don't know if she knows if we found out the huge news, if in fact his head is facing south or north. We do not know, but she is making her way here to tell us. That was very fast.
Yeah, they're really good and they're really nice.
We've only been here about a half hour. So how is he doing today?
He's doing good.
Is he breech or not? We gotta know. You're smiling, so he's not.
We're just waiting for our fate.
His boy.
Our fate is he will have a scheduled birthday.
Yeah.
No, you're just messing with us.
No, you're joking.
His
right?
head's right here. It's on his butt. If you put it here, you could see his mouth and his nose.
He's gonna be
You could see him on the monitor.
A breech baby.
So what's he sticking up in your ribs?
His face. And what I'm feeling low is his toes. Right now, he's got his feet here, his butt here, he's turned, and then his head's here. And he is measuring. The reason why I'm in so much pain is he's measuring 8 pounds, 2 ounces.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's bigger than any of them.
He's bigger than any of them. So he'll be scheduled for next week.